Okay, I'm doing a very quick video now because I need to discuss the reasons for this issue as I discussed that happened with the Royal House of England, Britain, and Buckingham Palace. The quote-unquote British invasion that involved all these awesome British rock groups that were popularized in America because they were rock, and the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, you name it, going on and on. The wicked white American reject, anti-Semitic, creepy, miserable, party pooper, gloom and doom, so-called religious, the conscientionists, the aspect of the demoniacs in America, said we have to retaliate and get Britain back. So they came over and fucked up and jammed up our happy machine, and that's why you don't get that kind of flood of joy and positivity from Britain and Europe anymore. The same with the invasion from Europe in the 80s. This is the kind of sick, and what's the behind it always? Esau, the redneck, the one God says I hate. Okay, and so your wicked, evil American white male Freemasons and government continually tolerate Esau. Okay, America, we are, as long as y'all take Esau, not loved by God. God hates us. God hates us all, okay? He can't stand us because we read the Bible all the time and he tells you, I hate Esau, but you let Esau burn his children. Your American government and your white male Freemasons let the redneck harvest our people like we're a crop of grapes. So we whites and blacks and Asians and Latinos labor all our life to reap a harvest, and you assholes and your Masons and your government come along and basically glean our grapes, thresh the wheat, and you basically reap the harvest from all the labor that we white, black, otherwise, all our lives, and you presume some sort of right as rulers, that this is what you have some sort of right to do to us as citizens, but you don't have the balls to tell us. You refuse to admit to it, but this is what you've been doing to us in this country since we came here. That we Christians and all of us black, white are an animal farm to you guys. And you presume to be above us in some kind of deluded way that doesn't exist. This is what we live through in this country. This is why I'm speaking. The American public needs to be aware of the folly we're living under, okay? We're literally the silly woman taken captive by the creep, all of us. And your government's the creep. Okay, you're that filthy black creepy rat over there. Let me try to get an aim on that mother. See that? There's David Duke. See, there's Donald Trump. How, doesn't it? That's why I say fuck Trump. That bloody black rat, Donald Trump. His skin color belies his real reality. He's a filthy black, nasty ass rat. Okay, Joe Biden, you're a fucking black filthy rat. So are you, Bill Clinton. And as I said before, you guys are completely phony. Your government's completely fake, two-faced between whites. The fact you also phony the whites in Israel, and they're white, tells us blacks in Israel, blacks and Jews, we are completely being stabbed in the back. I want to expose this government's folly so that y'all can be confronted, held accountable, and it'll stop. We do not labor here as American citizens in the American dream for you to feast on us and to take our harvest of life we've earned. But this is what you have done to so many millions of Americans and continue to do to our wives, to our children, sexually, financially, across the board, and murder. And then worse yet, have Esau of all people signed up, just like the Bible says. An Ammonite or a Moabite, a Republican or a Democrat, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even until the 10th congregation shall not a white male Freemason, that's right, or a redneck, an Edomite, enter into the congregation of the Lord, because they met you not with bread and water when you came out the way from Egypt, but hired Balaam of Baal of Pethor of Mesopotamia, the milk-filled soothsayer. Balaam of Baal, what means he bails on you when you're begging for more of what of just about everything and anything. He's an absolute drunkenness to thirst teaser. He never gets the job done. In the end, it's always about him and fucking and shafting you, okay? But the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned a curse unto a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee. You shall not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all your days forever. You will not seek the peace of the white male Freemason, nor the Klansman, nor the Ammonite. Who are the Ammonite and the Moabite? The malevolent, Jew-hating white. That's the Ammonite and the Moabite. the one that literally has Jewish genes and hates himself and wants to die because he's so hateful as a Jew, he doesn't realize he's literally the blood brother of the Jew and is a hater. He walks in an absolute contradiction, and it's to tell you that he's a problem. He's inherently problematic and unsolvable. The Jew hater problem, the anti-Semitic problem, and the problem is they need to be rejected and exterminated. What they intend to do to the Jew, I say to anti-Semites, it is your fate. It is your destiny. It is inevitable. It is your karma. It is your eros. It is your almighty Thanos. It is God here. As for my multiplications, all you white male Freemasons and Ku Klux Klansmen, as I said before, and I burned you all at the stake, and all of you who glory in stabbing the American people in the back and treating us like a harvest, that you basically take our earnings, whether it be food, money, as we work and presume as rulers and government officials, to glean it and then walk around and laugh, but you won't talk about it on TV. But this is the kind of backstabbing that our government has been doing to us since we came here. Black, white, all of us. Asian, Japanese, okay. And then you let the creepy, hated redneck, the nasty, disgusting, blood-sucking termite called Esau, the Klansman, and the redneck, the David Duke, he is a blood-sucking, vicious, demonic termite. That's why he's red. And he's also an orangutan. He's a chimp. He's a primate, okay? Never forgiveness. But like I said, y'all went over to Britain and fucked over Britain because you claim that that's what the Brits did to you by bringing over the Beatles and all those groups to bring everybody happiness, as if it was some kind of ungodly thing we did as Brits or whoever, okay? This is the kind of sick shit that your country tolerates. Why Esau? And then y'all fucked over California, okay? And California's still fucked up, okay? Because the Klan fucked them over this paranoia. Once again, Esau, the Klan, David Duke, okay? If you saw the way David Duke rapes and murders white women, in his name, he is literally the absolute murderer and hater of white women, the demon trial. He puts the crown of the finest white woman through trial. He does nothing. His name is trial. He does nothing but persecute, try, tempt, torture, prosecute, in the sex act and rape the finest white woman. That's what his name trial means, David Duke. I shit you not. And everything was supposed to sort of fuck the God. Donald Trump's name means is coca bile. He literally means chocolate and bile, his bitterness towards dark-skinned people. Why? Because he's just envious. And I swear about implications as well. Before Donald Trump fell, he was an absolute lover of the finest black woman. What's the problem? No one ever got more praise and love from black women in the ancient days, in his first incarnation, trillions of years ago. What was the problem? He became completely conceited. The black women fawned over him. He was Mr. Popular among the black women. What's the problem? He became conceited and turned on them. Yeah, because he just took them completely for granted. And the black women, there was a time when the black woman and white man, specifically Donald Trump as a son of God, he was the shit. The black women, the finest one, would kiss his ass in broad daylight. They used to worship the ground Donald Trump walked on because he used to give them love, and he was to hit them on it. What was the problem? Completely conceited. Didn't listen, didn't protect himself, got raped by St. Jaya, turned against him with training day, and guess what? Never looked back. Donald Trump, yeah. Of all people. That's why his name is Cocoa Bow. The song Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Pop, in the beginning, its words were about him, the black women singing about Donald Trump in the ancient days, the female angels, the finest black women. He was built for them and he was their way. That was Donald Trump's history before he fell. Yeah, you didn't know that. Yeah, Donald Trump he was in the spotlight, and he always has lived in the spotlight. There was a time in the ancient days, as a son of God, we all envied Donald because Donald was getting love from the finest black women that none of us got from any of our women. And I mean, in broad daylight, they would do for him what, because he would give and they would give back. He was Mr. Absolute all that, and he fell just like the devil, became full of himself and conceited. A fall of a devil, and he has never looked back. So he turned on all of the finest women. He is the biggest hater of the finest black women now. And guess what? The black woman never did, as the scripture says, anything wrong to him and never took anything from him. He's a bloody black rat. He's a traitor. He was a literal traitor. Just like those two superheroes that are hung, he was a little superhero and meant to be one to black women. He's meant to be a chivalrous knight in armor to the black woman specifically. He's the biggest traitor. Yeah, an absolute disappointment. Yeah, Donald Trump. And that's why the crosses are black. That's what we said. The black against Trump, David Duke. Yeah, redneck creepy spooks. This is what they turn into. Yeah, the fall. How are the mighty fallen? Yeah, God created every single angel and supremacy being for a higher purpose. These angels all flipped. They became deluded, conceited. Most were hits among the groups that they persecute now. Esau, Jacob's younger brother, was created to be the protector and basically the head of the house of the Jews. He's genetically a Jew, and he's the biggest Jew-hater, phoning, two-faced backstabber of the Jew of all. And what's that? You American rulers don't want to admit it. As I said, you got rid of the Black Panthers. You refuse to get rid of Klan because those are your boys. And the American government refuses to admit this blatant, obvious fact that you basically work with this hate group. They're your henchmen. Like the mafia, they're your hitmen. They're your murderers. They're your men for hire, okay? You're ruthless, bloody murder because they don't have any scruples. When they say the redneck says I don't give a shit, it means I have no morals, no decency, no respect, no bounds. So what I do, I'm going to do. I have no laws. I'm absolutely scumbag ruthless. And that's when there's a job to get done. As I said, the white man doesn't want to get his hands wet. We'll call Esau. He'll get the job done. This is what that's the trust y'all have. Ruthless, evil demon murder that your white man will use to keep in charge, and you blacks do too, because the blacks that are called GQs, they simply submitted to white rule when they had all the power because they just didn't care. Way too many blacks as GQs don't care. They just simply don't care. It's not forgivable. There are way too many blacks that just simply are in it for the money, and if we die, we die. And they just are completely laissez-faire about white rule. They will work and labor, and they won't stand. They refuse to stand for themselves. It's not forgivable, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that, but I'm telling you the truth. These videos are going to continue from the Situation Room. That's the situation. As I said, and as you see right there, raping for voting, that's the situation. 0 bite, 0 bet. Raping for voting, okay? Raping, R-A-P-E-N, for voting. Metadata, and you see that. God made us all to be. Let me show you. Where's one time? There. Pure. That's right. The woman, holy, the black woman, the white woman, lovely, and good. How do you all think, okay? Don't forget.